There are three phases of every Apex match. If you understand those three phases and have goals during each of those phases, you will win more games. Apex is a very new game, and I'm working hard to theory craft concepts that will give you guys heavy advantages versus players that don't have this level of understanding of the game. After you watch this video, you'll have a deeper level of knowledge, and if you follow the steps I'm going to cover, you will win more games. With that said, let's dive into the first phase. Number 1, the Chaos Phase. Your first goal is to drop into high tier loot areas or the hot zone. You can refer to this video if you want to know the best places to drop in. So drop in, get a gun, get armor, fight, and survive. This type of strategy is much more effective than dropping where no one else is going for a variety of reasons. A, you need to be getting in as many gunfights as possible to become a better player. If you play scared and hide all the time, you're just not going to get enough exposure to gunfights to improve at the rate of other players. B, purple and gold loot win games, period. If you get into high tier loot areas early, your chances of getting this loot obviously increase. Yes, there are going to be games where you land and immediately get one tapped, but on the flip side, there's going to be games where you do that to people. The more experience you have in these chaotic early gunfights and you improve at isolating other teams in a 1v1 fights, regularly taking high ground and firing down on people, the likelihood that you and your team's survival increases and you'll be in great shape to win the game with high tier loot that you get from this area. Shotguns are particularly powerful in the early fights against people who have white armor or none, so definitely keep an eye out for Peacekeepers or EVA 8s, but sometimes you just gotta make do with what you got. Number 2, the Stabilization Phase. First, heal up and res your dead teammates. Then you want to focus on getting upgraded armor, the best guns, and some mods for those guns. Some heals, and ammo, of course. Recover from the Chaos Phase and start improving your position in the game. You should be moving into the next high tier loot area that's nearby and that's on the way to the first circle. But if you hear gunshots, run to them. The best way to ramp up your gear status is to loot the bodies of your fallen victims that have done all that looting for you. So find those next victims, throw arc stars at them, and ambush. Communicate with your teammates who to shoot first. The best enemies to target in order are Gibraltar, Caustic, Pathfinder, Bangalore, Mirage, Bloodhound, Lifeline, and lastly Wraith. That's because of hitbox sizes. But if you catch any character just out in the open, go for it. 3 people focusing on one person is usually going to result in a fast kill. After you loot those squads, you're now going to start planning for the end game because you're going to be in a very solid position, and now you're starting to think about basically winning the game. Number 3, the objective phase. In all these clips I'm showing you now, I have gold armor, the best guns in the game, and they're all basically fully kitted. As you'll see, having these strong items makes the game much easier. In this clip, I'm picking up a Mastiff and I have gold armor. There's only one squad left and I'm about to down 2 of them pretty easily because the Mastiff is incredibly powerful. So your goal in the objective phase is to go for care packages. They usually drop in the center of the circle, and they usually have Krabers, Mastiffs, and gold items. These items are huge difference makers. So go there and get there first. The mentality of camping care packages to ambush teams that loot them is too passive. Get that loot first. There are so many defensive abilities in this game that it makes ambushes on care packages largely ineffective against smart players. Now, my last piece of advice is to have great positioning in the final fight. Coordinate with your teammates and fire on enemies from 2 different angles. In this clip, this enemy squad is hiding behind this rock. My team's going to get into spread out positions where they're getting fired on from the right and their left flanks, so I get these kills cleaned up pretty easily. If you notice, I use some really smart incendiary grenades that are getting a lot of damage as well that kind of push them away from their cover. So that's the type of fight you want to do for the last fight for sure. In this clip, team is inside of their own Bangalore smoke. So my teammate got to the right side of the smoke and I got on the left side of the smoke. So they're kind of pinched between us. And we get on top of the lip of this valley and just fire onto them from 2 different angles. No way for them to win. So now you know the 3 phases of every Apex game. You can plan for those phases, and if you execute those goals correctly, you should get more wins. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.